Hi, it's me. I've got abs, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different today. We're not going to be drawing any Roblox avatars, but instead, we're going to be redrawing my cringy childhood art. So I hope you all enjoy, and yeah, let's get to it. So this video / idea kind of got brought up because I ended up doing a poll like a few weeks ago. Just because I was pretty much asking you guys what kind of videos you wanted to see me post or what my next video, like what you guys wanted my next video to be. And there was 3 options, and out of all of the options, there was one vote. And that one person voted on redrawing childhood art, so thank you to whoever voted. This video is pretty much for you, so yay. Oh, seriously, thank you to whoever voted because I really enjoyed making this video. It was really nice to see. Oh, sorry, my dog's looking at me. He wants attention. Hold on. Okay, anyways, as I was saying, thank you to whoever voted because it was honestly really nice to see just how much my art and skills have actually improved. Because honestly, I was in like one of those little phases you get in where you just think your art is pretty bad. And like you haven't really improved much from when you, I guess, started or like improved from any of your like childhood art. So drawing this pretty much next to it was honestly really good to see, and it was really good for me mentally. But focusing on the drawing, if you couldn't already tell or I guess see, her name is Nico, and she was kind of inspired by one of my friends back in middle school. And she was also kind of inspired by me because I used to have a shaved side of hair, and I used to think it was I used to think it was the coolest thing ever, regretfully so, and I wanted to include it in one of my quote-unquote character designs, or I guess OCs, because I guess you could say at the time she was an OC, but in all reality I just wanted to draw a quote-unquote cool emo character because I don't know, that's just something 2018 me wanted to do. But when I was flipping through my sketchbooks and trying to find some like old childhood art that wasn't my parents or my family, like any of my family members, because I used to draw them a lot, and I saw her, I was like, oh, like I see the vision, younger me, I see the vision, and I just had to make her come back to life. I had to give her a revamp, and I'm honestly so happy with how it turned out. The one thing I did struggle with was colors. At one point I gave her like all different kinds of colored hair because I just wanted to see which one looked best, and I decided to just stay with brown, and I'm not sure if I 100% like that now, but it was the only color that I thought looked good that wasn't black, and I didn't want to make her hair black because I felt like that's just too normal for me, and I wanted to like do something different, you know. But in the end I do like how all the colors turned out. I think it's a pretty decent color scheme, especially since I'm not like amazing at character design. But when it came to like shading and like highlights and stuff like that, I really wanted to keep everything on the warmer side, because usually I highlight and shade with like blues and purples and greens and stuff like that, but I wanted to shade with more reds and oranges and yellows. I wanted to use like a more warmer palette, I guess you could say, and I'm really happy that I did that because I think it looks pretty cool. Especially on the boots. I absolutely love how the highlights on the boots came out. I don't know, I'm just really happy with how those turned out. But in the end I didn't really do a crazy background. I kind of just put her name there, colored in the letters. I was going to do an outline of orange, but I obviously never did that, and I just ended up going with something simple. And looking back at it as I'm doing the voiceover, even as I was drawing it and coloring it, it just reminds me so much of the arcane style. I don't know why. It's nothing alike, but like there's something about it that just gives me arcane vibes. Maybe it's the hair, or maybe I'm just crazy and think that for absolutely no reason. I honestly should have just kept the yellow barrier, because it actually looked really good, but I think I just wanted you to focus on the piece. But you know, here's me drawing a little happy face because I was finally done with the piece, and I really loved how it turned out, and I still love how it turned out. But hey, if you're still here and enjoy my art and would potentially like me to draw something for you, I am doing commissions. If you would like to get a commission, my Instagram is in my bio, and I will also put it in the description below. So if commissioning me is something you're interested in, then you should totally do it, because a little bit of extra moolah is always nice, and I would just love to be able to draw something for somebody other than myself. Anyways, back to the drawing. This pose is from Orb. I'm pretty sure it's from one of her streams. I saw her sketch and I wanted to use the pose, so I did. I changed the hands up a little bit, but I didn't really change much up because I liked the pose and I wanted to use it, especially for this character. When I saw the pose in Orb's stream, I was like, oh my gosh, this is actually the perfect pose for this old OC of mine. I struggled so much with the pose, like a lot, and you could obviously see that in the bead paint, but this OC was actually inspired by something super, well, I wouldn't say cringy, but it was inspired by the Mad Hatter from Once Upon a Time, because I literally used to love that show with my entire life, and I had the biggest crush on that character. So I was pretty much like, okay, I'm gonna pretty much steal that idea and make my own girl Mad Hatter. And yeah, that's pretty much what this is. But you can literally see me struggling with the hands because I wanted to do something a little different, and I just wanted to kind of challenge myself. I wanted to make it so she was like holding a card. I wanted her to like be kind of cool. And when I posted this to TikTok, oh my gosh, they hated it so much. There were so many comments about the hands and the proportions, and like there was so many backhanded compliments, and I was just like, okay, whatever you want to say about it, I guess, you know? Because sure, there are things I could fix. Sure, the hands are pretty bad compared to most hands I draw, but that's the whole point. Sometimes you gotta draw ugly things to actually get good and improve. That's just kind of how drawing works. But talking about ugly things, the face is literally so bad. I don't know why I changed the face. The face I did in the sketch was so much better than the face I ended up doing in the line art. I don't know why I did that, but I guess that's just how things go sometimes. For cool little tattoos and the shading and the highlights make up for the face, because I think I did super good on those parts. But yeah, if you guys did watch Once Upon a Time, you should let me know who your favorite character was in the comments, because mine was the Mad Hatter. I thought he was super cool. I also do want to apologize for the audio. I am editing this video on CapCut because I wanted to try it out, because some people had said it was a good editing app, but the audio's not coming through as well as it usually does compared to the other apps that I use to edit, so I do apologize for that. However, if you guys do want to see a part 2, or just like another video of me redrawing my childhood art, you should totally let me know in the comments, because I definitely had a good time. And even if none of you say you want me to redraw more childhood art, I'm probably gonna do it again because I can, and yeah, I just had a good time doing it. It was a lot of fun. Bringing these two gals back to life was definitely worth my time, and that's honestly just something I really appreciate about this piece. I think even with all of its flaws, the background and just like the character itself, I think all the vibes just come together, and it really just captures what I wanted to capture with this character. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all have wonderful days, nights, and or evenings, and make sure to stay strong. Bye!